Welcome to another weekly chat at Utah Natural Wellness. I'm Kristin Whitaker from Nourish with Kristin, and certified nutrition therapist, and
I'm Kristen Bowler. I am married to farmer Shane, and we run Utah Natural Meat and Milk.
I like how married to Shane is like the identifier. There's two Kristins.
Yeah, right.
Married to Shane, not married to Shane, but important distinction. So
A little bit. The funny thing is that Kristin Whitaker's husband's name is Shay, so it's just
confusing.
It's a little confusing sometimes.
That's how we like it though here on the Funny Farm.
Yeah, right.
We're filming live at the farm, so if you shop at Utah Natural Meat, you'll know right where we are. And we're excited to talk about some farm issues today. If you have any questions, shoot them at us and we'll tackle them live. Do we have any farm announcements to start with?
We have raw apple cider today. We just got a delivery on Saturday night. It was kind of a fun surprise. So we have fresh cider today and Thursday in the store. After that, we will freeze it because it has no preservatives or anything like that in it. So we're trying to keep it as fresh as long as we can. So, but
Or
we've
you'll have
had it.
hard cider.
Right, and hard cider could be fun. You can even make your own apple cider vinegar out of it and stuff too. So yeah,
Yeah, but really,
good.
I'd rather just drink it.
Just
It's so
drink
good.
it. Oh,
just take it down straight.
It's good cold. I had a hot mug of it yesterday morning. It was so yummy. So yeah, we have that in the store today. We were out of milk Saturday, but that was kind of a weird, busy day. So we've got fresh milk again, bread, eggs, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. Okay, we have people that drive from far away to come to the farm, and they'll say, "Oh, I came all the way from Ogden," or we've had people from out of state, and other people think it's crazy to drive across town 10 minutes to get food from a farm, from a local farm. So let's talk a little bit about why that drive is insignificant compared to the benefits you get from shopping local and from keeping. What was the quote that you found this week that we liked?
There's a quote from Joel Salatin. He runs Polyface Farms. You may have seen him if you've seen any food documentaries about grass-based farming or grass-fed food. Anyway, and Joel's kind of like the grandfather of grass-based farming, and Polyface Farm's amazing. And he had a quote that said something to the effect of, the shorter the distance from raw food to fork, the fresher the food will be and the more transparent the system is, which is very true, because if we grow it here on our farm and we're selling it directly to you as the consumer, then we don't have all these middlemen in between who maybe are altering the food or adding to it. It doesn't have to be shipped. We don't have excess packaging or manpower or anything like that.
The carbon footprint alone is so much smaller.
Yes, makes a big difference.
Yeah. So for example, let's look at the distance farm to fork. Let's look from farm to glass. Show us where the milk comes from. I get this question all the time. People walk in the store and they're like, "So where did the milk come from?" And I say,
right there. Let's
right.
have a turn.
Who knows what you
Instagram
can
friends
see.
there. So our red barn is kind of just across the fields there and stuff. Not very far. We're building the goat dairy right next to it. So we milk the cows in our red barn in the cow dairy, and the milk goes right into our bulk tank where it's chilled. From there, it goes into a bottle, and then we just bring it right here to our store.
It doesn't get shorter than that.
It doesn't get shorter than that.
I mean, unless you came and drank right out of the cow, but
Yeah.
I don't recommend that.
Kind of illegal also,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
We like raw. That's super raw, right?
It's really raw.
Okay, and milk is a really good example. I mean, we could talk about lots of products here, but let's just take that as an example. You mentioned if the distance is shorter between farm and fork, there's less incidence of tampering or adding or altering. So in the case of milk, what kind of alterations are we talking about?
Well, because our milk's raw and it comes right out of the cow, it's raw, it's not pasteurized, we're not altering it, we're not doing anything to it. It's in its pure, beautiful, wonderful form where it has all of this good stuff for us. And it's really fresh because we do it here and milk everything here, then we bottle it the days that we're open. And so our raw milk stays fresh a lot longer than, other raw milks might, because it doesn't have to travel as far.
Yeah. And it went through less process to get there.
Yep.
I love the straight out of the cow, because I had a little girl in the store yesterday. Sorry, I'm laughing because she was so sassy. And her dad says, "Hey, should we try some of this raw milk?" She goes, I'm not drinking anything raw that's not supposed to be raw. She was like 5. And we have this we have this backwards notion now with modern food that the more we processed or tampered or the more changes we did to it, the more sophisticated it is and the better it is for us. And that's exactly opposite. It really comes out of the cow the way that it's supposed to be, fully intact with all its enzymes and nutrients and fully digestible and absorbable. And that's how it is with all of our food.
Yeah, I say don't mess with nature. The milk is how it's supposed to be, and it's what our bodies need. And something interesting is that when the weather starts to cool off this time of year, that's when the components in our milk tend to increase. And so the milk will have a lot more fat content in it and things like that we need for cold weather. And so it's like nature knows exactly what we need and adapts the food for that.
Yeah, which is interesting. You're getting off the top of our head ramblings here, so excuse me, but I was just talking on our page about how we need more vitamin D in the summer. It's shorter to come by with shorter days, right? But the cows know that, so they increase the fat. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, and the milk in the winter will help us make up for that deficiency. Because they're still eating greens.
They're still eating greens.
Especially at this farm, they get greens year-round.
Every day.
It's awesome. I know. They're probably doing better than most of us, right?
Yeah.
Haven't had my greens yet today.
I know,
I'm
right?
a little cranky. I saw a meme that made me laugh today that I wanted to throw at you.
Okay.
I didn't share it, so you wouldn't see it yet.
All right.
And a lot of the hype in the news lately is the Beyond Meat that's hitting all the restaurants.
Yeah.
It's not even meat, it's Beyond Meat.
Beyond.
And the meme said that restaurants are so excited because they're making plants taste like meat. Spoiler alert, cows have been doing that for thousands of years.
They kind of take care of that whole process for us, right? Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of plants that taste like meat?
I have looked at the ingredients on some of those when I've been at the grocery store, and I actually sent a picture of it to Kristen because I was amazed at the amount of artificial and chemicals and all that, and a lot of soy that it's made of. I'm like, well, or we could just find some grass-fed meat and just eat that. So
cut out the middleman.
Yeah,
really.
it's just one ingredient in it. There's not like a whole bunch of weird stuff I can't pronounce. So
yeah, and it tastes better. To clarify, we're not bashing on vegetarians, and actually I promote eating a majority of your food from plants. Like, it's good to have balance and to have respect for meat and not be gluttonous with it or overconsume. But when we're trying to process a replacement for meat, we're kind of defeating the purpose. Now, if there's two reasons we're going to talk about why people might do that, and one is for the ethical treatment of animals. We're going to talk about that for a minute. They just don't want to eat animals, which I understand, and I highly commend people that are sticking to their ethics. It takes a lot of planning and sacrifice. And the other is for health reasons. For some reason, they have the notion that meat is not healthy and plants are. And if that's the notion that you're operating on, why would a processed slurry of disgusting ingredients be healthier than meat?
yeah.
I mean, we could go on that for a long time, but let's talk about the ethics for a minute. And again, I have the highest respect for people that are eating vegetarian because of their respect for animals, and I actually would most likely be vegetarian too if it wasn't for farms like this.
Yeah.
Because Kristen, do you want to talk for a minute? I know that ethics and animal treatment are very important to you and to Shane, the farmer, and in the way that you raise and the way you select animals. So can you talk to that for a minute?
Yeah, our animals' health and wellness is of the utmost priority to us. We run on a head-to-tail philosophy, which means that we feel like the animals deserve respect and they deserve to be raised the way that nature intended them to be raised. And because they are going to sacrifice for us, because we will use the meat and it gives our bodies the nutrients and health that we need, we try and use every single part of the animal. And so anything that the state inspectors will allow us to have and use and sell, we will do it, because we don't want any of it to go to waste. I mean, we treat them with respect, we treat them humanely, we let them live the way that they're supposed to live, and then we appreciate the meat and what they give us when that time comes. So
one of the questions I get most often in the store also, you're getting like our top 10 questions here, is what do the animals eat? And why would it even matter what an animal eats, right? We're just worried about what we eat, not what they eat.
Well, we need to be concerned about what the animals eat. If we want to, I don't want to get too scientific, I guess, but to make it simple, beef and lambs, I think they're ruminant animals, and so they have multi-chamber stomachs. And so you'll see like a cow chewing cud, and that has to do with that, about how they redigest their food all the time. They do not tolerate grains. And that's why when they're sent to a feedlot, they put them on grains, and so they automatically will put them on antibiotics because it causes something called acidosis in the cattle, and so they have to treat for that right away. If you just keep them on grass, that's what they're supposed to eat. That's why cows are out on ranges, and that's what they are meant to have in their system. It creates a healthier cow, which creates healthier beef, which creates a healthier you. So it's just a great system that way. The pigs, poultry, they are a single stomach animal. They do well in a combination of both grass and grains. And so we give them both. Like our poultry are outdoors. They get grasses, they get bugs, they get our custom feed mix, which has no corn and no soy. We're trying to avoid GMOs if we possibly can. And so we don't include those. And the pigs are the same. They're outside, they can eat whatever grubs they find as they're rooting around, and they eat grasses and also our feed mix. And so we try and give them as clean of a diet as we possibly can so that we have the best meat to be able to give to you.
Yeah, which plays into the ethics that we were talking about earlier. So if you get a cow from a conventional feedlot, their focus is on the end product, that meat that they're bringing to your table, and they want it to be tasty, they want it to be cheap, they want you to have a lot of it. So they're feeding corn and byproducts and things designed to fatten them up. And that I've actually had people complain about grass-fed because it's leaner and it tastes different, and it tastes like it's supposed to taste.
It has more flavor to me.
They call it like grassier or gamier, which I don't think it is, but it is when you fatten it up with corn and stuff, it just dilutes their flavor in empty fat, and it's an inflamed, sick animal that you're eating. They weren't designed. So buying your food from somebody who has the animal's health in mind pays dividends in health for you too. Whereas if you're buying food from someone who's just looking at that end product, just the way the marbling looks on the steak on your plate at a price that you want, then you're not necessarily getting health as your first priority.
Right. Yeah. And we operate on transparency here. We love it when people come to the farm. We love it when you come and you can see the animals and see what we're feeding them, see how they're raised, ask us questions. Because of the feed that we give them, we have no need to give our animals antibiotics or anything like that because they just don't get sick. They have the right food and they have the right environment, and so they do really well.
I have people ask also what you do when they're sick because they're looking to see if we give them medications. And I love that Shane actually has a shelf with essential oils and natural remedies on it. Right. He doesn't need to use them very often.
No, if we do have an animal that's ill, we'll always use holistic methods first. And if that doesn't work, then yes, we're going to use an antibiotic to save the life of the animal, but then it's removed from our program, and so we'll sell it, to someone who is okay with that. I mean, antibiotics do have their place when needed, but it's not a standard that we're just going to use just because on our farm.
Which is a good philosophy across species.
That's everything, right?
For people too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we have any questions. Shoot them in if you do. We've got a few more minutes. Another thing I love about the farm, I could talk all day about what I love about the farm. I love the people here. It's a great place to bring the kids and hang out. It's a great place to shop if we don't have what you're looking for. I love that they're willing to work with you and find it lots of times. And Shane and Kristen have gone a step farther than just offering the healthiest food they can. They've also, by listening to their community, we found there's people shopping here for specific health needs and for reasons beyond just, hey, I want to feel better, I want to look better. They have issues that they're dealing with, and they need specific healthy foods, and they need different protocols to be healthy. So I love that I get to be here. Shane and Kristen thought it was important enough. Let's not just give people food. Let's help them figure out what they can do that will be best for them, that will help them heal. Yeah. So you can come in the store and talk to, I'm a nutrition therapist, and Kristen has been cooking this way forever. Her kids are so healthy, you can see them running around all the time, into everything.
Yeah, we love having Kristin Whitaker here because we do have a lot of customers that come in with complicated questions about food and are dealing with health struggles. And honestly, I am not an expert at that, and Shane is not an expert at that. We farm, like that's what we focus on.
But you do it so good.
Right, and we have been fortunate that no one in our family has had to deal with any issues like that.
Which might be because you've eaten this way
your
whole life.
And it may be that way. I don't know why. I just know that it hasn't been a problem for us. And so it's awesome that we have Kristin here who has dealt with that, who has tons of knowledge and experience and has gone to school to learn more about it, that she can address those and help you find the foods that will help you and that your body needs, and also how to cook them and make them palatable, because sometimes like beef liver is not my friend.
I haven't thought out in my fridge right now because I'm going the rounds with it. I still haven't found the best way, but our customers, we have smart customers from all over the world. This also surprises me. We have people from every culture, every ethnicity. They're shopping here and they're sharing their tips, and it just enriches all of us when we can cook different ways and use different methods. But this is, I mean, it really is a pharmacy. People are coming to get better, to get well.
The pharmacy. The real pharmacy.
Yeah, prescription health.
Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food, right?
Yeah,
it's a great quote.
Come and visit us if you haven't, because you can see it like living, breathing, working here. You can see a working farm. You can talk to the farmer. You can talk to the farmer's wife.
Yeah.
You can, even the customers are so willing to share here. Just standing in line, you hear people swapping recipes and stories and what they did to overcome this challenge, and it's just a great place to hang out. So come and see us. Tell them our store hours and where we are.
So we are open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 6, and then Saturdays from 10 to 3. We do have limited store hours during the week just because we run the farm full time, and so that's what we can handle right now as far as being here in the store. We're in West Jordan. We're just southwest of Salt Lake City, so we're out on 5600 West and 7400 South. If you need directions, just call us, text us, email us, whatever you need to do to find us. But yeah, we've got some big red barns. We're pretty easy to find.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I mean, we're kind of the only place that has cows around here anymore.
Follow your nose. Just kidding, it doesn't really
smell. Just look for the animals. You'll see us.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll be open today in just an hour, actually. So we're going to wrap it up so we can get ready for you guys. You can also find more information on my website, nourishwithkristen.com, where you can set up a free consultation if you want to talk about how food and what we have here might help you with your health issues. You can also find more information about bulk orders and what we have on the shelves at utahnaturalmeat.com. Mm-hmm. And like she said, give us a call. And I just want to close with a shot of Luna, our farm dog, because here we're telling you the farmer's not even here because he's off working so hard and we've got so much to do. And let's take a look at our farm dog here. Let me see if I can get her in.
See her. She's like the epitome of relaxation.
I know. Hi, Luna.
It's a gorgeous story.
Do you have anything to say? Oh, she's gonna snore. Anyway, come see Luna for yourself, and don't be afraid when she comes up to your kids and she's taller than them. She might lick them to death, but that's about as...
She's like the biggest teddy bear. We love her.
As bad as it gets. Awesome. Thanks for being here. We can't wait to talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.